Hey, welcome to Stay in Touch. It's good to be back. Hope you enjoyed the episode with Joe last week if you watched it, and if you didn't, I do recommend it because it was really cool. We talked a lot about meditation, yes. So if that's not your thing, fair enough. But we also talked, just jumping ahead a laugh. We talked a little bit about why we sort of stick to what we're good at and never try anything new. And why just trying something out can be really beneficial. It was a really interesting conversation. Joe's such a lovely, warm and interesting guy, so it was really, really nice to have that conversation. So do check it out if you've not seen it and you think it sounds cool. I'm feeling a little bit better, quite a lot better in the last few days than I mentioned I was last week, sort of pulling myself out of that rut, I think, hopefully, touch wood. I think I've not done anything in particular. I've just sort of allowed it to, come and go, because I kind of know that it does at this point, which is easier said than done, right? But somebody said to me recently, I guess the trick is to just not punish yourself when you feel like you're not getting anything done, or, you don't feel how you would want to. Just got to kind of allow it. And that was really good advice that I was grateful for. Also just spent a lot of time listening to, people I respect who sort of dragged me out of just giving someone a wave, and he definitely didn't see me. What am I saying? What am I talking about? Yeah, I've just been listening to podcasts and stuff, people who make me think in the right kind of way. I came to realise that it's quite selfish to be, and not in the traditional sense of the word, but like when you're depressed, it's very selfish. Your depression wants you to be selfish, like it's very difficult to break out of your head. You get so obsessed with your own thoughts and your own life and your own mind. And I think it's been really useful just to be able to pull myself out of my mind. So I'm really thankful for that sort of sense of perspective for now, and hopefully feel positive for a little bit longer before the next bout of existential dread sets in. So this week we've got Ellie-Mae Rattigan. Lovely conversation with my sister. It was again really enlightening, really interesting. She was due to take her A-levels this year and then was looking to go to uni, and now all of that is up in the air. So I had some questions, and really enjoyed hearing about. I enjoyed it because she had a very positive outlook on it, to be honest. But yeah, it was an interesting conversation about how that's all going. Just generally quite hopeful and quite warm again to hear how she was when we had this conversation, staying positive and hopeful. I should mention that the audio boob of the week is that I managed to record my own voice twice, so I sound a little bit like a supervillain in this episode, so I apologise for that, but I think you sort of get used to it very quickly when you listen to it. Enjoy. Go back and listen to previous episodes. My mum, my brother, another one of my mates, sort of artist guy, interesting stuff, so check us out if you'll enjoy this one, and I'll see you at the end. Enjoy. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, not bad at all. Thanks for asking. How's lockdown life treating you?
I am actually so comfortable now.
Yeah?
I'm actually enjoying it. I think it's going to be really difficult now to go back to how it used to be.
I keep having that thought that eventually when I get the call, like, you can go back to work now, I'm going to go, I'm not sure about that.
I know, because I've just had so much time in the day to do everything I want. So, I've been getting up, not even early, just a good, I've probably not been out of bed before 11 most days. But then you've still got, you've just got endless amount of hours to do whatever you want. So I've just been getting up, normally with me and Beth have just started that, the couch to 5k thing.
Yes.
Because I can't run. There's no chance. See, I can do a half an hour spinning class, but I just can't run. I don't know what it is. So we've been doing that. So we've been getting up and doing that in the morning. And there's just so much time just to do anything and everything. So we've just been taking it so slow.
It's like a big extended holiday, isn't it?
It literally is.
I did couch to 5k once. I was doing it for, I don't know, how long is it? How long is it supposed to be before you get to 5k?
I can't remember. We're doing a couch to 10k one. We've decided to push ourselves a bit further.
Yeah.
That one takes 14 weeks.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's like is it like 8 or 9 weeks?
I thought about 8 weeks, yeah. And I got to a point where I was doing like 3k, and I was like steadily progressing as it went up, and then eventually I got to 3k, and I just didn't. I couldn't progress any further than that.
A lot of people you have to do at the same week a few times over, so it actually takes a lot longer.
Yeah, that's what I was doing, and then eventually I was doing it more for something to do rather than for like fitness or anything. So then eventually I sort of went back to uni and got didn't really need the activity anymore because I was busy with other stuff. I just did it over one summer. But how's it going?
It's going alright. We're only on because we're not very good at like getting up and going, because I saw online that it's good to do like cardio in the morning before you eat, because you're like burning the fat that you've already got rather than the fat you've just eaten. I don't know, there's lots of like science behind it, but it's really good to do that. But Beth, she's not very good at just getting up and like going, and I'm not very good at just getting up and just going out the door. Like I like to like get my hair, like brush my hair, find a nice comfortable outfit to run in, and then we both kind of don't like going out without like brushing our teeth, for example. But then it's like, do we brush our teeth or do we just get up and go? Because by the time you're setting off to go, you're starving and you just want to eat. But that's not the point. So last week we did one, and that way then we couldn't be bothered to do it for the rest of the week. But we got up today and did it. And we've also been following it's like a workout plan we found online, and it's like YouTube videos, so we've been following that as well. So we've been quite consistent with that. Like last night it got to like 9 o'clock and we'd not done it. I said, Beth, we're gonna have to do it. So we were at it till like 10:20, just trying to like push through these videos. But we do it eventually, even though we can't be bothered in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, gosh. My routine now is, I mean, I'm sort of reassessing my routine because I got a bit fed up. But I'm similar. So I'm wearing like 3 outfits a day right now.
Yeah.
Because I get up and I meditate, and I can't meditate if I'm cold. I have to be warm. So I put like some joggers and socks and a hoodie on. And then after I meditate, I work out, and I don't want to work out in all those warm clothes. So then I put some shorts and a t-shirt on, and then I actually get dressed for the day. So, and you know, sometimes if I'm having a shower in the middle or before all that as well, that's a nightmare. So I like have that. I get out of bed and I see it coming, and I go, oh, I've got to do all that now. I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
But I find
I never know like where to fit my shower in. Because I quite like getting up in the morning and doing a shower, but we normally do the run in the morning and then the workout later on. So that'd be like getting 2 showers a day, and I'd get well told off for doing that for the water bill. So I've got to try and like fit it in somewhere. But like I don't like being sweaty from my run throughout the whole day. So I normally like wear my workout stuff, get out of my workout stuff, like do like a body wash, but just like in the sink sort of thing, to just try and not feel as sweaty. And then I put like my normal clothes on, but my normal clothes are like joggers and jumpers still, because I'm not going to sit in jeans all day, because I hate wearing them anyway. And then it's getting back into that disgusting sweaty workout stuff again later on to do my video workout, and then eventually I'll get a shower at night. It's a bit of a nightmare.
You're doing a lot of exercise. Do you usually do this much exercise, or is it just you want something to do?
Because since I've been in lockdown, like everyone else is on this like workout hype, and I just think I've got the time to do it now. So I think it's because also I do Sunday World anyway, so that's all changed like virtual. Because we used to go to like group every week, and that would really motivating. And then like the first 2 weeks of lockdown or quarantine, we she just said like we're not doing group anymore, and it were a bit like so we weren't paying anymore. There were no one to tell my weight to, so I kind of a bit like you know what, I'm just going to eat loads of rubbish. So I did that for 2 weeks, and then it got to like, she was like, right, we're starting virtual groups now. And I was like, oh, God. So Mum was like, do you want to do it? So I was like, you know what, we will. So I ended up in my first week losing 6 pounds, because like I like proper like got right back into right back down to basics. And then I just started on this like workout, because I found it on TikTok, this girl, and she's like, everyone's doing her, like my age, like everyone's obsessed with her.
What's she
called? She's called Chloe Ting, and she's got like different programs online. So she's got like a 2-week shred one, which is what I'm doing, which is like weight loss, and like tone, like it kind of like tones your whole body up, but it's mostly for cardio and like weight loss. Or she's like an hourglass one, which is more for girls if they want like, you know, abs and a big bum, that kind of thing. But she's got loads on there. Like if you try to gain weight or lose weight or gain muscle. She got loads. So I started doing her because I started the gym before we went into quarantine anyway. So I kind of started to get myself into a habit. And then obviously I'd only been going a month maybe. And then all the gyms shut, and it were, because I stopped going to the gym before they shut, because I just didn't feel, it felt, you couldn't social distance in a gym, there was no chance. All the machines are like right next to each other. So I'd got myself into like the mindset of, yeah, I want to work out. And then it was just actually pushing myself to do it. So I feel so much better for it though. Like, it makes you feel so good once you've done it.
That's good. I've just done 30 days of yoga. It was like a, that's sort of 30-day challenge program or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I quite enjoyed that. I didn't enjoy it to the point where I'm like hooked on it. So now I'm ready to like graduate to something new, to a new sort of workout.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've got any recommendations, because I've never really worked out anyway. I've said in basically every one of these episodes so far that I've always felt a bit like silly and unconfident, like moving my body in a certain way. So I don't know what to do next.
Well, there's loads on YouTube. Like, that's always where I start off. I know I like at the very, very, very beginning when I was really unfit, and like, because you just get to that, like, if you don't work out ever, even though you might look skinny or whatever, or even though I was eating really healthy and I was losing weight, I was so unfit. So I normally just search like beginners workout on YouTube, and they just do like really simple ones, because I started on this Nike app and I did it for like 2 weeks, and it was so hard. And because I kind of wanted, because you want results fast, I kind of like pushed myself to do like an intermediate one, but there was yoga in it, and they were expecting me to like get my knees on my arms and like lift myself up. And I was, yeah,
crazy.
And I was like, I'm sorry, but when I've never done yoga, like I knew, and that was when I stopped doing that, because I knew I'd set myself to like too much of a high like goal. So yeah, I always start on YouTube and just find anything and anything. Like, some days I fancy doing like a dance workout, which also you might not enjoy, but you can literally find anything. There's so many free ones on there, and they're really, really good.
I'd probably love that, a dance workout. I think that's probably
if you just search a beginner's workout, loads come up.
Cool. All right, I'll do that. Thanks for the tip. How is it? So one of the like big things I wanted to ask you, one of the sort of key topics of the day, is what it's like to have just turned 18, which you did in February.
Yeah.
Literally the end of February, and then everything shut down. It was pretty much how many nights out did you even get in before?
You know what? I think I got one. Yeah, it was one. I got my birthday, and I got too silly on that. Like, I got really stupid before I even got to town. So I got one night out, and then like all like me and my friends, we were planning like, oh my god, this is our year. Like, this is the year that we get to go to beer gardens, and we get to, like, if we fancy a drink on like an evening, we can go, and we don't have to worry about like trying to find someone else's ID to use, or trying to find somewhere where they're not going to ask us for ID, which obviously isn't the best, but we did it anyway. But like, it was crazy. Like, it literally was. It got to like, my birthday was at the end of February, and then it was like March where this coronavirus kind of like came up, and then it was like end of March where like everything got shut, and I was just like, oh my god, like, I actually couldn't believe it. I was like, this is such a nightmare. Like, all the festivals, because I'm still planning on going to Leeds Fest, because they've not actually cancelled yet. But there was like Park Life that I was looking at going to, that got cancelled. Like, all the big stuff that me and my friends were gonna do, because we were all 18, and it was our chance to go. They've all been cancelled now.
It's tough. That it's really rough. I was just watching. Sorry, I'm a bit buzzy on your end. Do you know about John Krasinski's Some Good News? We've been seeing that.
No.
Check that out. It's really, really nice. But he's just organised a virtual prom for everyone in the world who is going to miss out on prom because they're all cancelled.
Oh, wow.
So that was really cool, and it got me thinking, because we watched it yesterday. It got me thinking about what are the things. I mean, I wasn't really a typical 18-year-old, it sort of came and went for me.
Yeah.
And I wonder, is there a lot of stuff that you're waiting for, and then 18 is the gate, and then you get through, and then all of a sudden, like, what are some of the things you were looking forward to that you can't necessarily do?
I think one of the things was like the leavers for school. That was a big thing.
Right.
Because we're not going to get that now. Like, I know even if schools reopen, say if this curve flattens and we all start going back to school, we won't go because our exams are cancelled now. So there's literally nothing for us to go back to. It'd be really pointless. So we're not going to get like. We were all like planning like the last day because the majority of us would have been 18 by then. So like normally, like we do leavers, and that'd be a big thing, and we'd get to go home, and then we were planning on like the night out that night, or like going to sun in the pub just at the top of the road. So that was like a massive thing that everybody spoke about. And then obviously our prom, like it's obviously not as big deal as GCSE prom, but it was more like I can't remember where it was. No, I can't remember where it was meant to be. But obviously that'll be happening, but it's not going to happen as soon as we planned. Like that'll also happen when you're allowed like the mass gatherings again. So who knows when that's going to be? One of the big things that we were all looking forward to, because we were all allowed to because they let you drink there if you're 18. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to. And then like me and obviously holidays, a lot of places only let you go if you just with your friends if you're 18. If one of you is 18. So me and Lauren, but she actually for my birthday she got me Amsterdam. Like we were meant to go into Amsterdam. She didn't finalise anything because she couldn't afford like the whole thing. So it was kind of like, are you willing to put a bit of money in for your flight, a bit of money in for obviously spending money? But she got like the accommodation sorted and stuff, and we had that like set in stone for June. Like we were just about to book it, and then obviously they turned around and they were like, actually, you can't go anywhere. So that was a big thing. Like, and then with like Brad, we were going to plan on going on holiday this year at some point. And then because obviously at 18 you're allowed to do it because his nana. She's got like an apartment in Ibiza, like she lives there, and she said she'd only let me go and him go together if I was 18, which I completely get, because she don't want the responsibility of me, and that's completely fair enough. Like that is such a big thing for her to have to be like, right, that's your responsibility. So as soon as I was 18, I was like, oh my god, we can go, and we were so looking forward to it, and we were speaking to her about like when's best to go, and then obviously now we're not going to be able to, so that's just another year, which is a bit.
How do you feel about those are like, I think things to look forward to are really important, aren't they? And lots of us like need that to keep going.
Yeah.
How do you feel about having a lot of that stuff having been taken away from you? Do you feel sort of zen and cool about just being, obviously you're enjoying your sort of time at home, but also is it a little bit, are you kind of thinking, well, what am I doing in the meantime then?
Yeah, it is a bit rubbish, but I do think like for holidays, there's always like next year. It's giving me more time to save. Like my work have furloughed me, but they've been so good about it. Like every week we get like an update of like what's happening, and because the government have only just opened like the portal to pay us, so I've just got my wage through for the last 4 weeks, and obviously that's a bit crazy to me. Like I'm getting all this money for doing absolutely nothing. So like I think it's good because it gives you more time to save. So I think what I'm doing is I'm thinking, I know I'm going to Amsterdam at some point, like that is happening. I know I'm going to Ibiza at some point, that is going to happen. So I think even though it's not happening, when I wanted it to, it's giving me more time to save. It's giving me more time to exercise and like make myself more confident. Obviously, like going out, because for Ibiza it's all like shorts and t-shirts and like bikinis, and I hate that. So like it is giving me so much more time. And I think even though, it's not happening like now, like me and Lauren have been going to Amsterdam next month nearly, even though it could be another year till we go, I think that's kind of what's like helping me get through it. Like, oh my God, I'm so excited for that. And I'm so excited to see my friends after. And I think that's what I think keeps me going. Like, I'm just the excitement of it all. Like, there's going to be so much to do at once. Like, I'm just so excited for it all.
Oh, that's good. I'm really glad you're managing to stay positive and still look forward to stuff in that way. I was saying to someone yesterday that I reckon what they should do is, it's not feasible. It's a silly idea. Maybe they'll do something like it, but they should, when they take the lockdown off, they should let everyone who works in a pub and a bar and a restaurant go back to work, but everyone else doesn't have to go yet, and then we can all just have a week where we be good, wouldn't it? Have a week meeting people and catching up, and then doing, that's cool. That's a really good positive way to look at it. So you mentioned school, your exams have been cancelled and stuff. I wondered if you could tell me a little bit more about in detail about what's happened with that, because I knew that was a thing that was happening. But what's happening in terms of what do they do in terms of your grades? And what's how's that working?
So basically, we just got told, obviously, you're not going to school for, like, they kind of said, because our school shut sixth form before the whole, like, school shut, because they just weren't enough staff for it. So we were all a bit like, oh, God. So a lot of us kept revising anyway, because no one was telling us anything. And there was quite a few weeks, actually, where no one was saying anything. So people were speculating, and that was quite stressful, because it was kind of like, should I be carrying on doing my work? But my teachers were the best with that. Like, I've emailed my teachers, and none of them got back to me. But now I know why, because basically they've come out of, like, the exam board and said all exams are cancelled, GCSE and A-level. And at first they were going to calculate our grade off of what our teachers thought we could get. And then, like, what we'd done in GCSE and what we'd done in our mocks. So I felt a bit better about that, because I did quite well in my GCSEs, but I didn't do very well in my mocks, because I was poorly around the time of them. So I didn't try as hard as I do, because I don't feel it's fair, because no one ever tries hard in the mocks. Like, I know in my GCSEs I did rubbish in my mocks, and I came out with quite good grades. And I know a lot of people at A-level, like, they don't try hard in the mocks, and then, like, between their mocks and their real exams is when they get their head down, because that's what I kind of did. Like, in my mocks, I think I got an E in chemistry, a D in biology, but I got 1 mark off a C, and then I got a B in psychology, but that's because I love psychology anyway. And then I got my head down, and then we did, like, another couple of practice papers, and I ended up getting, I think it was a C in chemistry, because I really struggled with chemistry. And then I think I got a B in biology and an A in psychology, but they don't count for anything now. So I'm a bit stressed, because they are just taking it off what our teacher thinks we can get. So our teacher's also going to look at our mock grades as, like, the main thing, and then just base it off of that. So we are literally all now hoping that our teacher's going to be a bit nice and give us a bit of leeway.
You would think, wouldn't you, if they're going to grade you based on a combination of what they think you can do and also what you got in your mocks, they'll probably look at you, if that's the case, that they'll look at your mocks and you go, well, clearly you are a better student than what you got there. And given the circumstances, like, yeah, maybe we should have tried harder in our mocks. But at the same time, you're not expecting a pandemic to close down the schools and the exam boards. So, fingers crossed there, they might bump you up a bit for that.
Well, the government did say, didn't they, that we will all get the grades we need. But I think that's a bit vague, because I think if someone needs to get 3 A's to get into uni, and they've only shown that they can get C's, for example, how's the government? I didn't get that when Boris Johnson said, because I was watching the speech when he came out and said, we will make sure you all get the grades you need. I think that is a bit of I didn't really get that.
Yeah, was it just political spin to make you have faith?
It's got a lot of people's hopes up. I know that. Like, my group chats that I'm in, like, I've got one for sixth form, and then I'll say all my social media is just full of people my age doing the same thing as me. So we've all kind of been like, well, but the thing is, a lot of people were getting unconditionals from uni, because uni just thought, you know what, they might not get the grades they need, so we'll give them unconditional offers, which means obviously they don't have to get the grades and they can just come in. But UCAS have actually put a ban on that now. So they've banned it for, I think it's literally up until just before we get our results, they banned it, because people were making really rash decisions. Like, when this pandemic came about and we all got locked down and the exams were cancelled, as soon as someone got an unconditional, they were like, right, that's it, I'm accepting it.
Wow.
So UCAS were kind of like, this is getting silly now. We're getting countless amounts of emails asking if they can take back offers, and so they kind of just thought, just to, like, calm it down a bit, they've like banned the unis. They can still give unconditionals if they've not already offered, but they're not allowed to change the conditional to the unconditional.
That makes sense, because if you'd offered a conditional already, then it's clear that you didn't just want to take that student. You wanted the grades. Yeah. That's interesting. That's interesting. This is just a side note, but I think, as far as I'm aware, everyone on my course in my year at uni got an unconditional.
One of my friends is doing a drama, like, she's going down the route of drama. She applied for Hull and she applied for York, and the majority of the ones she got back was unconditional. And and I think it depends on course. From like psychology, like I think at least every single person on that course to get an unconditional. I don't know what it is. My courses don't offer it.
Yeah, interesting. There's like a stigma about psychology, isn't there, that it's like not a proper science.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
What do
mean,
you think
I
that's
love it.
about? Yeah.
I love it. A lot of girls. I don't know why it was girls actually. That's the thought. A lot of girls in because my full psychology class was one boy in it, and that's it. Like all the boys dropped out really early on. It is seen as quite like a feminine subject. I don't really know why, but we do like a full debate in it. Like one because the thing called issues and debates, and one of the issues and debates is psychology is a science. But a lot of the studies you look at are really scientific based, and I think it's a bit rubbish when someone says, "Oh, I'm doing psychology at uni." I'm like, "Oh my god, that's mint." Like, you could become a psychologist. Like, there's so many paths you can go down with psychology. But I do think a lot of people just see it as like an easy way out. But I don't think it is. I think it's quite cool.
I remember when it's funny because I had the opposite thing where when it came around for me to choose my A levels, I was like, psychology, what's that? That sounds really difficult and crazy. And
Yeah.
I thought it sounded really like intellectual and clever and smart. So I've always had like a respect for it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do sort of wish that I'd seen that as more of an accessible avenue for me. I'm really into it now. I'm actually doing a course online at the minute, which is a Buddhism and psychology and modern psychology course. So it's like looking at Buddhist practices and doctrine through a lens of modern psychology, and it's like a psychology professor and author who's teaching it, and he speaks to like Buddhist practitioners and psychologists and certain scientists who have done different experiments and have different experience and stuff, and it's fascinating. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it is really cool. I love it. I just think sometimes it scares me because we do like studies and we do them in the class, and obviously you can't base everything off of these studies you do in class because it's not. We don't do it very scientific, but some things will tell you like you're more susceptible to like dying of a heart attack because you're this personality. And you just have to sit back a second and be like, oh my god, I'm so scared. And then my teacher's literally like, this is literally one study out of a million, and there's so many that's proven it wrong, and there's so many like if you're doing obviously, if you've got this kind of personality, but you're smoking and you're doing this and you don't exercise and you're eating all this red meat and you're going on the sunbeds 10 times a week, you're also more likely to die of all these illnesses. So it is very, very interesting, but it does give you a different perspective, and you do start looking into stuff a lot more than I did before.
It's. I was thinking about it yesterday, thinking that like it's literally the science of why we do everything we do. And there's so many things I think about ourselves that we assume that are true that are probably not. And
yeah,
a lot of obviously through a Buddhist perspective, a lot of the lectures I'm watching are about the idea of the self and who I am and do I exist, and is there a continuous self that is me, or am I more of a bundle of, the Buddhists call them aggregates, which is everything we experience comes from the aggregates. So it's like perceptions, your body, feelings, all that sort of thing. And like, yeah, this like CEO idea that we've got in our head that we make decisions and control the show. It's just not. It's not true, is it? And there's no.
No, like we do that. We do a lot about like free will. Like, do you actually have free will? And one of the things we say, it's like to like make it really simple. It's like, right, what do you fancy for dinner? So you're in the house and you think I can have whatever I want for dinner. Actually, no. You can only have what's in your fridge. So whoever's decided that they've already made a decision for you. Whatever's in that fridge is either whatever your parents or you could afford at the supermarket. So actually, no, whoever's paying you or whatever job you've got determines what food you've got in your fridge. So actually, and then it goes up and up and up, and there's so many levels of it. And we once started literally from that, and we literally worked our full way out to the person who created like the brand, and then that farmer, and it's literally is like you just think, and you literally don't have any free will at all. It is crazy to think. It is mad once you get into it.
It does make me think that why aren't these ideas that I wonder if there's a reason that these ideas aren't widespread and taught to everyone in schools and stuff. And is there some sort of not to be a conspirator about it, but I think we know this about advertising and about power, don't we? That there are people and organisations that benefit from us not really being super conscious about what we're choosing to do with our time and what we're choosing to consume.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, food for thought.
Yeah.
Interesting. So where do you stand currently with your uni application?
So I obviously applied for paramedic science, and it's a stupidly competitive course. Like sometimes I think, why did I ever do that? It's like a lot of the time for some of the bit like the bigger universities, you're fighting against 200 people for that one spot. And some of like when I went to interview at Bradford, there were like different people who had already been an ambulance technician, so they've already got years of experience on me. People who've been volunteering with the ambulance service for years. So I applied for also the 5 unis, 2 of which I got rejected from straight away, which I was expecting. So that was Liverpool and Sheffield. And then did I apply for 5? Oh yeah. And then I got 3 out of 5 interviews. One interview, they offered me a nursing course instead, which I don't want to do. So I've declined that. Hull, I did an interview, but this was what was annoying. So Hull was meant to be like a group interview, and I prefer group interviews. I find it easy to do. So that was meant to be like a full day. They were observing you all day. You got to completely be yourself. You got like all day we'd be doing like group tasks or whatever, and we'd just be getting observed. And it was like a 4-hour thing. Obviously, because of lockdown and quarantine, that got cancelled, and I had 30 minutes on the phone. It was a 30-minute phone interview. And it was just like they were really difficult questions, and I don't think I could have ever planned for it. So I got rejected from there after my interview, and then Bradford, that was a group interview, and I got an offer there, thankfully. So normally you also have a firm choice and an insurance choice. I'm literally riding on this one choice because it's all I've got. Because the nursing one, it was also if you didn't get the grades for the paramedic, you if you're accepting an offer, that is your contract, you have to go there. But I know I didn't. I wouldn't enjoy being a nurse, so I've literally got this. But I don't think I'll get in this year because I've got to get ABB, and I just don't think I'm gonna get a B in chemistry. I mean, I might get a B. I might get an A in psychology because I have obviously in my mock I got a B. In fact, the year I was proven I could get an A, so I might get an A in that. And then biology, I mean, I got 1 mark off a C, so they'll take my mock grade as a C. And I kind of did prove I could do better, but there weren't proper evidence. So, but I've already got a plan in place. If I don't get in, I'm just gonna, because I just think like whatever happens. Like, yeah, maybe I probably should have tried better. But if we get the good thing that they're doing is if we obviously get our grades back and we don't like them, we're allowed to sit our exams anyway. It'll just be later on in November or like the autumn term. But I think my plan is I'll still pursue being a paramedic because that's obviously what I want to do. So I'm going to try be with the, St John's Ambulance Service. I'm going to try volunteer with them. That also gets me a good experience. And then I'm going to resit year 13. So just go back and just do the full year again, get my head down from the get-go, do all my revision. So I'm still revising now, like I'm still going. Even though exams are cancelled, but I do not think I'll get in. I mean, if I do, like, brilliant, it's a surprise, I've got in. But I've still got that work ethic then, work ethic, sorry. So I've still got, you know what I mean? Like, because I think if I just stop now, going to uni, because it's such a big jump anyway. If I'd gone from nothing to uni, that is going to be such a smack in the face. Mm. So I'm still going, I'm still revising, even though I'm not doing as much as I should be, to be fair. I'm doing little bits here and there. I'm just doing a bit of chemistry here, a bit of biology, like in and amongst helping Beth with her schoolwork. And then that sets me up if I don't get in, never mind, I'll apply next year, and I've still been revising, so I might even be ready to take my exams in the autumn term. And then, yeah, that's kind of where I stand. So I've literally got 1 offer. It's not unconditional. It's quite high grades, so I'm kind of riding on that at the minute.
Oh well, I'm so glad you've got your head on your shoulders about it. Sounds like you're just hunkering down, and that would be I so see that the easy thing would be to go like, well, my exams are cancelled, so it's out of my hands. So what's the point doing any work? I've got all this time off. I've worked hard. Now I might as well just slack off and hang about and do whatever. But I'm sure you'd experience that if you did that anyway. You just, how long is it going to be now between either you go to uni or whatever, if things start up again in September and you go back to sixth form or whatever it is, you've got so much time, haven't you, just sitting around, so you might as well put it to good use. And And yeah,
It took me a while to figure it out though.
right.
But at first, I was kind of like to mum and dad. I was kind of just like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to get in, so there's no point me doing it. And dad just went, "Are you crazy? Like, don't be so silly." So we kind of sat down and we had a chat about it. And I think you've got to do that. You've got to kind of like ground yourself in these situations, because it kind of is just kind of like, oh my god, we're all off work, we're all off school. Like, let's go crazy. Let's just do whatever we want. But in the long term, that's just not going to help. So I started off with like a strict timetable, and I just never stuck to it. And I got so bored. So I've kind of just been doing it as and when I want to do it. So it took me like, I've probably only just started like properly getting into it and like sorting it out. So it took me a while to realise it, but yeah.
I'm in a very similar position, I think, where I knew that, because I knew that about myself anyway. Sometimes I have a day off, and by the end of it, I'm so miserable because I'd wasted it. So then I was looking at 3-4 weeks, potentially longer, and thought, there's no way I can handle this. So I was like, right, what am I doing? I'm doing a Buddhism course. I'm going to start yoga. I meditate every day anyway. I'm going to start this. Now I'm working on music, and then all of a sudden, it took about 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm really stressed out and anxious. What's going on? And sat down and thought, what's wrong with me? And I thought, oh, it's me. I'm putting too much on myself. And then as of last week, done a similar thing to what it sounds like you've done, where I went, everything I'm doing is just for myself. I'm nowhere near as valuable a member of society as you want to be, and I'm not training to be a paramedic. I'm just, at best, someone who might make some theatre someday. And otherwise, I'm just, hanging around in my bedroom. I haven't put any great pressure on myself, so what's the point being stressed out? And yeah, I still want to get things done. I want to do my Buddhism course because that's really meaningful to me, and whatever. I want to work out because that's going to have good mental and physical effects in the long term. I don't want to do nothing, but yeah, why not relax a little bit more? We all deserve that, don't we? We can do it.
Yeah, I think it's just there's a balance in there. Like, when we all first started, we were all thinking like, right, we're going to get loads done, let's get loads done. Like, I signed up for a sign language course, which I'm still going with, but at the beginning I was like, right, I need to do this much every day. And I was getting back into learning Spanish because I did it at GCSE and I really wanted to carry that on. It was kind of like every day I was kind of like piling everything up on myself. So you kind of need to find like a balance. Like, you kind of need to like pick up 1 or 2 things that you kind of really want to do, that you don't have the chance to do, and kind of just do them as and when you feel like it, because we do have so much time, and it's so pointless putting all this pressure on yourself and being like, we need to get all this done, because that was happening in everyday life anyway. So I think it's a bit of a blessing in disguise that you can kind of just take time to kind of just be like, right, I've got all this time to do whatever I kind of want to do. Yes, I need it to be productive, but let's not like force ourselves to be signing at your camera for 5 hours because you want to get this course done. Like, I've taken it really slow, and I've literally probably done like an hour a week, but they don't suggest you do anymore. So it's just like, I think everyone wants results fast, but we've got so much time. So we might as well just like take it so slow, because there's just so much time for it all.
Brilliant advice. Really, really important advice. I wish I'd heard that 2-3 weeks ago. That would have been perfect.
Yeah. Took me ages to figure it out.
What are you doing for fun?
So I've started watching the Marvel films.
Everyone is doing that. I'm doing that. I'd never seen any of them, and Jamie loves them. So Jamie was like, right, we're watching them all, and everyone's doing it.
Literally, Lauren told me about it, and we just got Disney Plus. Like, Mum said, well, you can have that as a treat because we love Disney anyway. And they were all on there, and Lauren, she loves them, and she's such an avid film watcher. Like, I never watch them. So I've started them. I mean, I'm not very good at it because I just get bored. Like, I know they're so good but I have to be in the proper mindset to watch them. So I think I'm on like the 4th one. I think I'm only, or is it the 3rd? I'm on Thor, so I've not got very far. So I've started doing that, and I've been doing a lot of baking, which everyone seems to be doing. Mm-hmm. But I've tried to do like slimming while baking, and it's not the nicest. And you know what Dad's like he's been trying them, and he's been kind of like, yeah, they're all right. And it kind of is like, yeah, they're not the nicest. Like, these proper good brownies I've been seeing, but I've got to replace all the sugar with sweetener, and I've got to use coconut flour. So that's been a bit, yeah, I've done that. I've been with Beth a lot. Like, we've been spending so much time together. Like, we used to spend time with each other, but literally now we're literally at each other's side all the time, and we've just been finding things to do together. Like, just silly little things like challenges we've seen on TikTok and stuff. And I've just been spending so much more time with her and doing loads of stuff with her. So yeah, I guess I've just been doing a lot of baking, a lot of TV and like film watching, and yeah, just kind of. But I never used to do that really. I never used to watch films and TV. I kind of got bored of it, but there's so many good things to watch now, and I've been spending more time outside. Like I hate spending time in the garden. So I just think if you're gonna get warm, you want to put sun cream on. And I don't feel sticky if there's nowhere to like wash it off in the pool. So I've been trying to spend more time in the garden, and then I've been cooking tea every night. That is something that's been so fun.
Oh.
I don't know what's got into me. Like before, that seemed like such a task. But me and Mum do it now, so we kind of like just get in the kitchen and we just pick something to have. And we just make it, and it's just something to eat. I found it so fun. Like I've been enjoying it so much.
Why is cooking fun? Is it because you're doing it with Mum? Because I need some inspiration because I don't want to do it ever.
I think I follow like food people on Instagram. So I've got like a separate account for like my food stuff, like my cinema stuff. So I kind of like post my stuff on there. I've only just started doing it because I just found it. I just stumbled across a cinema girl, and she had 150,000 followers. And I was like, whoa. And she was making a living off of it. So she's got like loads of discount codes for all these prices. People are paying her to promote their like Slimming products and like stuff I use every day. Like we get like these JD seasoning packs, and they're really good for. They're just like a spice mix, and you just chuck them in your food, and they're so good, and they make everything so much tastier. And she was getting promoted to like speak and like promote them, and so she loves to make a living. And then off of her, I found loads of people. So now, before I'd literally eat like a Weetabix in the morning, a toast at dinner, and like whatever Mum made at night. But like me and Mum, we've been finding loads of good stuff to make. So I think you've just got to like, find something you think is going to be really tasty, and then you kind of get excited to start. Like we made chow mein the other day, and I've never eaten that in my life, but it looks so nice. So I kind of got really excited, and you kind of just want to get it eaten. So it's really exciting to cook. So I think doing it with Mum is helpful, but we either put like a program on that she wants to watch, like on her little tablet in the corner, or we put some music on. And then I've just been saving. Like I've got loads of recipes I'm ready to make, like loads of stuff I really want to make that are still healthy because I'm trying to be healthy, but that I'm like excited to do. I think you've just got to make such an excitement about it. Like I'm so excited to make this. I'm so excited to make that. Like there's a breakfast I'm trying in the morning. It apparently just meant to taste like cheesecake. And it literally is just like these things called grape nuts, which I've never heard of, but apparently they're really good for you. With a muller like yogurt, like a cheesecake one, and some raspberries and strawberries. Like that is such a really healthy breakfast. But everyone said like it literally tastes like they're eating cheesecake, and I just can't wait to wake up and eat it.
Yeah, that sounds good. So the trick is to deceive yourself into thinking you're having a dessert for every meal, and
literally.
then
Yeah. Just find something that you think, oh my god, that looks so good, and just make it.
So I should, because this is what I never do actually, because I'm so bored of it all the time. I try and make it last as as short as possible. So what I ought to do instead is invest some time to get excited about it, right? So find some people that are making some good stuff, and then go do my shopping, get what I need in, and then look forward to making some new different stuff that's going to be real rewarding and maybe I'll have a
that's
look.
why I'm doing. Yeah, like there's loads of people on Instagram that like even if you're not trying to be healthy, like I've been seeing like people making like McDonald's cheese bites from Baby Bells. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh wow.
So literally put like a Baby Bell and you put it in like egg yolk, and then you put it in your bread crumbs, this seasoning, and you fry them. And apparently they taste just like McDonald's cheese bites. And I'm like, oh my god, like they look so good. And there's so many things. Like there are so many people who just share their food on Instagram. And I didn't even think, like I knew there was like a cleaning hype at the minute, and everyone's following people who do cleaning. And there's like obviously influencers who do like makeup and beauty, but there's literally like a whole like category on Instagram for food, and it's so cool to look at, and it just makes you so excited.
Did you just say that people are following people who are cleaning?
Have you not seen it?
Is this a thing?
Oh, the lady, and honestly, I bet anyone who's watching that, like 90% know who I mean. She's called Mrs. Hinch, right? She's got 3 million followers, maybe more, and she has made her whole money comes from the fact that she cleans. She's got I don't know what you call it. You know where you like a partnership with, they're called Procter and Gamble. They do all the cleaning stuff. It's all your fairy liquids, all your washing up stuff. Like, they are the main person. She's got a partnership with them. She's got like her face in like B&M stores now on like all the cleaning products. She like sometimes goes in and she signs all the cleaning products. So like people buy them, and she just shares her tips, and she's got this beautiful house. And she just keeps it perfectly clean, and she shares all her tips on Instagram. So now people started making their own Instagrams to share their cleaning tips, and what like they've been doing. But like I've got into it, like I've been watching her and I follow her all the time, and I decided I was going to do like the floor in my bedroom and like clean down all that. And we've bought this stuff like called the pink stuff that everyone's got, and it does make, and even that makes you excited for cleaning. Like I've never in my actual life cleaned my room. I'm not gonna lie. Like Mum always used to do it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, Mrs. Hinge Home on Instagram, right? 3.3 million followers.
Yeah.
Just a very clean person.
Yeah, she just does all, but I thought like that is crazy. That's silly. Like she's got 2 books out. She's got like activity journals. She's got like stuff you can follow along with. She posts stuff every day, new stories every day. Her stories are always so long, and every single day she just posts stuff. And like I think you've just got to get excited about stuff. Like even that made me excited. Like I got some news of Flora, and I'm so excited to smell it. Like I'm so excited for my room, and every day I make my bed now and I Febreze it, which I never do before. And it was just like I'm just so excited to. But yeah, I couldn't believe it either that there was a whole cleaning hype. I thought it was crazy.
My mates at work, some of my mates at work are quite big on their cleaning, and I'd never even heard of Zaflora until a couple of months ago. Is that like a new trendy?
Yeah, it's a new trendy cleaning product. It's just disinfectant that smells nice.
It's just disinfectant that smells nice.
It literally is. It's like Dettol, but with nice scents.
Amazing. Yeah, that's cool. Why not just get excited about stuff?
Yeah.
Good idea. I'm interested in sign language a little bit. I mean, that's disingenuous to say because I've always thought I'd like to know it. So how did you start that?
So I just saw that they were putting it up for free on their website, and then millions of people have obviously jumped on it. So they've kind of had to be like, for us to carry on as like a sustainable charity, we kind of need you to pay as much as you can. So at that time, it was like so they said like students or anyone who's not working pay £3. This person who's doing this pay a bit more. So basically pay as much as you want. I think I ended up paying. I think I only had like a tenner in the bank, so I think I paid £5. And they give you like a login and you start it. So I've only done like 3 hours of it. I think it's like 16 hours in total. I don't know. And it literally is just the basics. So I've learned like the colours and the letters. I could do the letters anyway because I learned it when I was younger. I think at school or something. So I've learned like the letters and colours and numbers I can do now. And it's really good. So there's like videos. And they're still doing it, I'm pretty sure, at like a discounted price. It took me ages to get on the website. Like the servers were so busy. I think I was on it for like all day, and then finally at night, like I got an because you could put like your email down and they'd email you when it was your turn. I think I finally got the email and I got through, and it is really good. That is something to pass the time. And there's just videos on there, and you've got to like there's like a camera option, so you can get your little camera up and you sign in like in the screen. And yeah, it is really good. And then you have to do an assessment at the end of it. And if you pass the assessment, you can move on to the next thing. And then at the end, you get like an actual like qualification kind of thing with like a certificate and stuff. So obviously that's going to help me wanting to be a paramedic. That'll help me loads. And I think it's good to just be aware of that anyway. There's some like I just can't imagine being deaf and trying to sign to someone and nobody around you have a clue what you're trying to say. Like that must be so frustrating. So I think it is nice that I'm learning it anyway, just in case like it ever comes up in life. Like who knows?
Yeah, and it will. That's cool. That's such a good sign, isn't it, that the servers were so busy?
Yeah, it was. They were jam packed. Like I tried one day and I never even got to, and they shut the website off. They were like, "I'm sorry, you're gonna have to come back later on in the week." So that was on Monday, and I tried again every day until Friday, and then finally Friday. But it was literally like I was in it from the minute I woke up at like 8, and I don't think I got until like 11 because obviously everyone had given up by then. It was crazy. So it is good. I hope people are keeping up with it because it is a good thing to learn.
Where can I find that?
It's British Sign Language. If you just search British Sign Language online, it just comes up straight away, I'm pretty sure, and there's just a beginner's course on there. I mean, they might put the price up now because everyone's interested, but because they're a charity, I don't think they mind, but it's basically just pay as much as you can. It normally costs £13, so I I literally, because my mum always says like keep a bit of money in your bank, so I just put a fiver in. But yeah, it's really good. Obviously, they're making money from it, so they're also helping. So it's just a good continuous circle. Everyone's helping everyone then.
Yeah, great.
So it's
Even at £13, that's fantastic value, isn't it? To make a difference and learn a skill and get a qualification. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's your favourite? I know you haven't seen many of them, which is a shame, but which is your favourite Marvel film so far?
I really like Iron Man.
Iron Man's cool, right?
That was the first one I watched. So it confused me because it tells you I googled the order. Some people were telling me to watch Captain America first because that is set before them all, but it came out after. So I've been watching them in the order of release.
That's what we're doing. I think
I think that's the best way because everyone else experienced it that way. So I want to experience it that way. So I really enjoy Iron Man. I just think he's crazy. Like because I'm not really like getting into like superheroes. I find it quite difficult because I quite like real life stuff. But he's really he's really normal. And then all of a sudden he just went a bit crazy and just shoved his suit on. And I think that was my favorite. That was been my favorite so far, definitely. Cause Iron Man and Iron Man 2, because he's so cool.
Iron Man 3 is also good when you get there. I really enjoyed that. It was sort of dark.
Which one are you
on? I can't remember what we just watched last. Was it Civil War? It might have even been one after that. Doctor Strange is next anyway.
Right.
I think it was. I think it was Captain America: Civil War last.
Which one's been your favourite?
I don't know if I have a favourite film. I might have a favourite. I mean, this is cheating a bit because I've already seen Thor Ragnarok, and because it's kind of a little bit more. It's not a spoof, but it's a little bit more like tongue in cheek. And Taika Waititi made it, and he's just insane. So that one is really like so far up my street. I love that one. But I did like. I just like. I don't know. I like Captain America. I think he's been my favourite. So I don't know if his films are my favourite, but he's definitely like my favourite one.
Yeah, Lauren told me that in every single one, the guy who made it is in it.
Yes.
I don't know if you know, but I didn't know that. And then she told me, and I was like, for God's sake, I've watched 3 now, and I'm not spotted him. I want to go back and watch him, but I watched Iron Man 2, and I saw him because I get like his little picture up on my phone, and I'm like, right, where is he? I really wanted to spot him. And then she also said, I don't know who it is. It must be one of the Avengers, the girl one. She's called like Marvel or something. Like Mrs. Marvel. I don't know what she was on about.
Captain Marvel?
Maybe. Is she a girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, if you watch hers first, then it literally like makes everything make sense then. Like the whole set of movies make sense.
Oh, really?
So I'm really excited to get to her because, yeah, like, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's like one, you know, because obviously I'm guessing people watched it. This is the spoiler. The man who like just goes around trying to like get them all into the Avengers.
Yeah, Nick Fury.
Yeah, names and stuff. But like he's in Captain Marvel, and you just find out so much about him, and it all just makes so much sense when you get to it.
Oh, cool! I'm excited again.
Yeah, me too.
We've had a couple of days since sometimes we watch like bang, 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 1, 2, 3. We'll watch them like night after night, and then sometimes we have a bit of a break. And we're watching loads of other stuff as well, because we're watching it on Disney Plus as well. And I'm trying to get through the Clone Wars because the final season's out, and I'm excited about that. We watched through Tiger King. I presume you've seen that.
I watched that. Oh my goodness, I didn't really like it.
No.
I just think it was a bit. Like I do get like they made it crazy because he's crazy. But everything that was happening, like you've really got to follow along, haven't you? Or else you get so lost.
It was really complex.
You've got to really understand what's got. Like 1 minute he's running for president, and then it was crazy. Like it all just happened. So and it was quite a short series. So it all happened so fast. So you do really have to stay concentrated.
It did make me think that like something like Making a Murderer. Did you see that?
I started to watch that, and that was very, very complex. So.
That's so dense, right? But that was like. How many episodes was that? I'm sure that was like.
There were loads.
Yeah, it was a really long series, and you're so right for a saga that is like that lasted multiple years and had different sort of cases in it and different events. It was quite dense and quite short, wasn't it? But then I also like I watched this one once. I can't remember what it was called now. It's like Mastermind or Master Criminal or Evil Genius or something like called something like that. and it was about this like one event, and it was a horrific event, and it was kind of complex how it happened, but it was just too long, and they were just repeating the same information over and over again. So I guess it's a balance, and especially when you're trying to put a story to real events, and they don't really go in a dramatic arc like a film or a TV show does, I guess.
Yeah, I've just started watching. It's called 60 Days In. It's on Netflix, but it's really annoying because there's like 10 series out, and there's only one on Netflix. But it's just about like they're not actual criminals; they're normal people. It's a real life thing, and the sheriff of like the jail, because it's in America, they want to know like what's happening in the jail and like how they're getting contraband and stuff. So they put normal people in the prison, and they've just got to fit in. But it really is one of those programs, you know, where you just want to stop watching, but you can't, and you just kind of like, oh my god, I really don't want to see what happens next. But there's like the normal people, like there was this man, and he hadn't been taking his medication, he'd just been putting it in his cheek, and he'd been giving it to someone else for them to get like a buzz off it. But he's like schizophrenia medication, so he was seeing things and hearing things, and the TV was telling him that he needed to kill one of the normal participants. But the thing is, like, obviously it's all recorded, but they're not watching it live. So no one knew that this guy was in like proper bad danger. The only person who knew was the guy who was going to do it himself. And you're just waiting for it to happen. And all of a sudden it was so scary. It was literally like a film, but it was real. This criminal just looks dead in the camera and goes, "It's time." Runs over to this normal participant, bless him, and he just starts getting beat up, and your heart just drops because he was the cutest one ever. He was so sweet, and I was like, oh my god, someone get in there. But obviously they couldn't. Thankfully, he stopped doing it because he came to his senses and he walked away. But then he obviously got pulled out, and he was like, I really don't want to carry on. I'm going to get murdered. And he did. He pulled himself out, thankfully. But it's a very intense program. Like, you do feel like, oh my god,
that's nuts.
But it's a bit rubbish that you can watch it on. It's because it's an American thing. I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime, but we don't have that. A lot of the series are on there, but there's just one series on Netflix. So I'm nearly at the end of it, which is annoying.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I would like to probably wrap this up on more of a light note. Something more positive. What's your favourite? What's like the most? And it's cool if you haven't got an answer. I'm just springing this on you. What's the most inspiring thing that you've seen during this time that's made you go, do you know what? We're going to be all right, and you know.
There's this thing on TikTok. It's a trend, and it's all of the people from the NHS. They're doing it to the song. I'm not going to sing it, but I don't know what it's called. It's like it says like, we're on the front line. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off. I can't remember what the song was called, but it's a really good song. And all these like paramedics, nurses, like they've all got involved in it, and they're all like singing to it and making up their own dances. And it literally like you come across it on like you're just scrolling through and you come across it and you just get goosebumps. And it's like they're going through so much. Like they're literally putting themselves on the front line for us. Like for me to be sat at home now thinking, oh, I don't get to see my boyfriend, I don't get to see my friends. Like you do feel a bit like that is really selfish, but then you kind of think, no, actually, we're all in it together. Like there's one girl I'm following on there, and she's having to stay in a hotel because she can't go back to home. And the hotel like doing that, like they're paying for her to stay there. They're giving her 3 meals a day, and like it's kind of like we are all in it together, and we have all like really pulled through together. So like that clap at 8 p.m. on a Thursday. Around here, everyone does it. Everyone's out. I'm out my window, like screaming. Everyone's out their window, like banging their pants and stuff. And I just see that on my TikTok all the time. And they're all dancing, and they're all so upbeat, and they're so positive, and they're just kind of like, yeah, we are doing this for you. But they're so like selfless. Like when people are clapping for them, and you see the videos of them at like the hospital, and everyone's got the sirens on, and they walk out, and they're like, this is for us. Like they just don't get it. And it's kind of like that is so inspiring to me. Like that is crazy to me. They just think that it's just their everyday life, isn't it? To them, they just do it every day, and it's so normal. But to us, looking at them, it's literally like, wow, that is like, so that's one thing I think's inspired me most. Like everyone pulled together, and you just see videos on social media, and everything's so positive. Like at the start, it was so negative. It was just coronavirus this, coronavirus that. But now it's kind of like, oh, this person's done this, and that person's done that. Like that old man who walked and raised how many millions the NHS, like that is literally just like it gives you goosebumps and it gives you tingles, and you're just kind of like, that is so inspiring, and we're all doing it for each other and everyone's doing their bit. So I think that's inspired me the most. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so nice. Thanks so much for sharing that. And I agree that it's not any like one thing, is it? It's just the fact that we're acknowledging the people that deserve to be acknowledged, without diminishing anyone else's contribution. And I guess it's easy to feel selfish and like you're not doing anything to make a difference, or what you are doing for yourself is not helping or anything. But you've got to remember that by staying at home, you are doing your bit, aren't you?
Literally, like people have been putting like on Shelf Community, which is like our local Facebook group, like, oh, we've got these jigsaws if anyone's elderly, and everyone's getting, and you get praise for that. And people have been putting like herbs out on their driveway that they've grown. Or do you want to come get them? And everyone's literally like, what a great individual. And it kind of, you are like, you just think it's like, that is crazy. But people should get recognition for that anyway. Like, it's kind of just grounded us all in it. And we've all realised now, actually, oh my God, like, that person who's doing that is actually putting their self on the line for it. Like, teachers, like, you don't think of it as that, but they literally are. Like, they're all doing it. Like, everyone is doing their bit. Like, the person gifting the jigsaw to the elderly neighbour, that is doing something. Like, everyone is doing their bit, aren't they? It's weird. It makes you feel really weird. Like, it feels like it's not real, but it's really cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've really enjoyed this. It's been so nice to catch up with you.
Thank you.
Obviously, I'm sorry to hear that things are complex and a little bit uncertain in terms of school and uni, and that you're gonna miss out on your holidays and your trips and your plans and stuff. But as you say, we're doing what's important right now, and we're finding new things to do, finding new things about ourselves, and like you say, we've got all that stuff to look forward to when we get out of here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, good.
Can't wait.
Great. Well, stay excited. And thanks again so much for doing this. It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
So thank you so much. Thanks for watching this episode of Stay in Touch. As always, super appreciate it. I mean, I say that, but again, it's not really for me. I just hope that you kind of get something out of it. And thanks again to Ellie for being so awesome. This was a brilliant one. So really grateful for that. There'll be another one next week, although saying that, I haven't got an episode recorded for next week, so maybe this is where I admit fault, and who knows, but I'll do my best anyway to get one out next week. And there's a siren going on. And in the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay in touch with yourself, with the oneness of the interconnected universe. Man, goodbye.